Welcome back, comrades. This is Gaming with Austin, and today we're going towards episode 125 of Season 1 of the Utopian Community Series. Before... well, we need this moment of silence, because have any of y'all heard the childhood hit called SpongeBob SquarePants? If you have, leave your thoughts in the comments below. The creator of SpongeBob SquarePants has passed away. He helped create my childhood TV show, SpongeBob. This is pretty sad. But the good news is, SpongeBob is still airing. That's his legacy. His comrade Butch Hartman even paid tribute to Hillenburg. His comrade Butch Hartman even paid tribute. He died the same way that Stephen Hawking died. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's really sad. This is really sad. That Hillenburg passed away. What could we have done to help slow down the progression of ALS? Medical marijuana, but the problem is, it's expensive as shit right now. The good thing is that he has enough money to pay off his funeral expenses, which is a good thing. Posthumously. For all you Sponge fans out there. If you love to draw and you're a Sponge fan, that's great. I encourage you to draw pictures of SpongeBob and Patrick and all the other SpongeBob characters to pay tribute to him. His legacy will still go on, even though he's already one with the Force. There's some supernatural force that drives sentience within all animals. Even if they die, their consciousness would still be with them figuratively. Just like in one of my dreams, I was able to predict Stephen Hawking's death. Or riding a full-size roller coaster at Carowinds. I actually did dream of that as well. And there's some people think it's witchcraft. Just popping my knuckles, that's all I was doing. And there's some people think it's witchcraft, that it can predict the future. With some very accurate predictions. That I keep to myself until it has happened. Because I don't want to be discriminated upon because of allegedly practicing witchcraft. It's pretty sad that some deaths can happen without warning. In countries with religious freedom like America, you're free to practice witchcraft. You're free to practice it, but in countries that implement strict Sharia law, witchcraft can get you killed. Witches end up getting murdered, along with warlocks. They both end up getting murdered, which is pretty sad. Their government is the Middle Eastern government is literally a violation of religious freedom. Got a Facebook message. from my former German teacher. He's friends with me on Facebook. I friended him on Facebook while I was still in school with him. He's actually from Germany. Eventually, we'll end up seeing a cure for ALS. But before we do... If I'm gonna do the ice bucket challenge, I'm not gonna do ice water. I'm gonna do liquid nitrogen and dry ice. Where'll I get the liquid nitrogen for that? With dry ice, you could use your fire extinguisher for that. If Mini-Me was still alive, I would have... Which, unfortunately, he's not alive anymore. I wish he was still alive. With ALS, it always leads to... Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. I got this slab part finished. So everybody can have a lunch break together. And Hillenburg, even though he's already 6 feet down, Just like 2016, 2018 is probably a really deadly year for celebrities. Yes, this also includes politicians, like John McCain. You know, with Alzheimer's, if you survive long enough with Alzheimer's, the complications of Alzheimer's are ultimately inevitable. Design of the cafeteria would loosely be based off of the cafeteria at my school, the school I went to. Which is also the school I graduated from. What drives people into being lazy if everything is free? You don't have to work for it? By nature, back in the Stone Age, you didn't have to pay for food with money. You know, outside of hunting, people were really lazy. But in that time, that age, people were lazy out of survival. People were lazy out of survival. For them, being lazy was not an option. For most of us, it's not an option either. All throughout the ages, being lazy was never an option. When food was scarce, being lazy was a must. Being lazy was actually done out of biological necessity. Being lazy was done out of purely out of biological necessity. Because there was a time in which we had to conserve our energy as much as possible. The reason why electricity is never free is because electricity requires work. Electricity cannot produce itself. It needs something. that has energy for it to work. Which explains why perpetual motion machines will never work. Even if they were, international law would ban them. Because that would cause the economy and not only would the economy collapse around the world, but governments would collapse too. In fact, those who own those machines would probably end up having their whole families punished. The reason they would make it illegal is not only so businesses can make money, but also so the government can make money too. The problem with everything being free, including electricity, is that ultimately physics would collapse in on itself. If anything and everything was free, physics would ultimately collapse, as we know it. Achieving pure biological immortality would violate the third law of thermodynamics. Third law of thermodynamics states that entropy will never decrease, nor will it stop. It'll always increase. Entropy always increases, no matter what. You can't stop it. States that entropy will always increase no matter what you do. The reason why housing costs have gotten more expensive, the agricultural demand for land will ultimately surpass the land used for housing. Problem with everything being free, one possible scenario is that famines would strike around. The reason you ultimately have to work for it is because all things that are made of matter must follow the laws of thermodynamics. Even all life on Earth. Cellular division, it can't happen without nutrients. Spent energy is called heat. The energy that's been spent is called heat. Every process... Yes? Yes? I'm making commentary on my gaming video, that's all. Hey, Mom. Thank you, Mom. Back to game. Would you close my door, Mom? Why nothing will ever be free? If everything was free, there is no form of trade whatsoever, not even money, one thing that would happen is the world economy would collapse. Not only that... Yes?
Hey, did you snag some biofreeze for my brother?
I did not. You know, energy that's been spent is called heat. Everything that is made of matter must follow the laws of thermodynamics. The biggest factor in why nothing is free, it all relates to something called the laws of thermodynamics. Which is why nothing will ever be free in the universe. Even down to the atomic level. Movement will cost energy. That gravitational energy... Gravity is a form of resistance. Quantum resistance. What puts a cost on everything in the universe? The laws of thermodynamics is what causes everything to be at a cost. Sustaining life requires work. You can't sustain life without energy. It's simply not possible. Sustaining life will cost you energy. In a truly communist society, instead of people being stealing food from the farmer, what if we could how am I going to help achieve true communism? We're going to educate people on the fact that giving is better than taking. When you give something to them, it's literally sort of like reverse stealing. One pound of meat would cost the animal a lot more than it'll cost us. Meat will cost the animal... How will it cost the animal more? It'll cost them their life. Starving yourself to lose weight will come at a cost. May come at a cost. And that cost it'll come with, that would be your life. It doesn't matter how abundant food is, it's still the most valuable. It's still one of the most valuable resources in the entire biosphere. You know, with Hitler, Russia didn't give land to Hitler. Hitler stole land from Russia so he could... The reason Hitler wanted to steal land from other countries, not just because he was greedy, but it was done to help facilitate his ethnic cleansing program. That's why he stole land from Russia. Another motive towards him violating the non-aggression pact is his hatred towards communism. Hitler was a greedy, anti-communist, racist jerk. Even though Stalin was a communist, he was still racist. Racism is not the only problem that's a big deal in America. There's another form of discrimination called speciesism, where it's literally discriminating against animals. Literally. You're discriminating against animals. Even if we eradicate racism altogether, there will still be another form of discrimination called speciesism, which is also a really big concern for me, which makes me want to go into the presidential race. Why is meat ultimately not free at all? It costs the animal a lot more than it does us humans. Meat is not... It's less free for the animal than it is for us. Meat is not free for the animal at all. The only way for the animal to be free is for us to stop eating their flesh. For us to stop eating their flesh. It's for us to not eat their flesh. That's the only way for our animals to achieve ultimate freedom, is for us to stop eating their flesh. Like, in the communist society, farmers would give food to people as long as they work for it, but they wouldn't be able to give out too much food because they need some of those seeds to prepare for the next harvest. Anyways, this is it for this gaming video. Share this with your comrades on social media if you like this video. Subscribe if you love this. If you like this, leave a like if you like this video. Dislike if you don't like this video. Subscribe if you love this video. Share this with your comrades on social media. And as always, thank you for watching and peace out.